today. So I want to bring up the fifth grade boys travel basketball team, if they could come up and if their coach can talk a little bit about their season.
First and foremost, Mr. Hashem, the school committee, thanks for inviting us to be here today. It's a privilege. Thanks for letting us hijack your meeting for a little while. Mr. Serino was talking about the community. Just want to let everyone know that all the kids on our team go to school here. They're all a product of the Saugus school system. And more importantly, even though we did finish in first place, we had a good run in the tournament, they're all a bunch of great kids. So I really have to commend their parents, more importantly than anything, because they're doing a great job raising them here in Saugus. So with that said, I'd like to thank my coaches, Ed O'Connell, Ryan O'Sullivan, and the players that are here with us tonight, Ethan Cruz, John Kandakis, Owen O'Connell, Luke Gercio, John Benoit, and Chase O'Sullivan.
You know what? I'd just like to say thank you to the coaches. I've coached, I think we all have, and it is who doesn't have a ride, where are we playing, where's this field house, where's that? And
How come you didn't bring your shirt?
yeah, and I think what these kids learn is the value of teamwork and partnership, and I think it just from me growing up playing sports, and I think other people, it's something that carries you through your whole life, right? You remember these days, and you guys, a great team, and I'm sure you guys are all good friends. You guys will remember this, you know, not that you're going to be doing this one, but you might be out for a beer with each other and talking about, you know, talking about it, but you guys will remember.
Get ahead of us.
Yeah, you guys will remember.
You got a little excited. It's all right.
I'm not talking now. I'm talking 5 years from now.
Do the math.
Congratulations, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You're good. Thank you.
If anybody wants to stay,
You're welcome to.
Yeah.
you do. If not,
You're
thank you
welcome.
again.
Thank you, guys.
Very welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right, I got a couple more things to mention. I did want to mention last week at the complex, they did the iGuardian presentation. It was an adult-only presentation on internet safety and dangers of the internet. There was a lot of positive feedback with regards to the presentation. It was not, I know that people have asked if it had been filmed, and it was not. But it was a former student that works at Homeland Security, Casey Hyde, that coordinated the whole evening with Mr. Sullivan. And I know I spoke to him. He's looking to bring it back again. There is to have the parent presentation again. There's also, I guess, from what I've heard, a student presentation that they could do as well. But they'd have to naturally modify it. So he's looking to bring them back if they're willing to come back, and I think they will be.
Oh, that's great.
Also along that line, the middle school is focusing on SEL awareness. So last week they did a goal-setting presentations with the guidance. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but I know it got pushed off. They're doing a considering safety of the internet in the clouds and on the ground. That's with one of our professional development partners. April, they're doing presentations with the counselors on decision-making process. May, the focus is the wellness triangle. And they're also lined up a drug awareness assembly in May, navigating choices. And there's a speaker they're bringing in for that. So there's a lot going on there, so I think that's moving in a good direction. And another announcement, then the last thing I have is, I know this came up or was asked, The athletic department will be sponsoring an NCAA signing day on April 12th from 10 a.m. to noon in the auditorium. That's going to be with the
What day is it again?
Friday, April the 12th,
Okay.
from 10 a.m. to noon. And they've reached out to the coaches and the families. So if somebody's signing a letter of intent to go to a NCAA school, they'll be recognized there. I know it happened. I can only speak of it last year because I remember last year they did it in the auditorium. They brought down the friends of each student. They gave them like a time window to do it. Parents came, families came, student friends came. If the college coach was available, they came. If the high school coach was available, they came. So they made a thing of it. That's what I think they're planning to do in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
Awesome.
All right?
Can I just ask a question?
Sure.
The drug presentation, is that with just adults, or is that like another at
You're
night?
talking about the assembly, the Drug
Yes,
Awareness Navigating
yes, is that
Choices is a student assembly.
It's a student
It's a
assembly,
student
okay.
assembly, yes.
Thank you.
Nope,
Thank you.
that's my report.
Well, thank you. Before we move on to reports to subcommittees, I forgot one thing. I just want to thank the finance, FinCom, the Finance Committee yesterday. We presented them our budget. They had a lot of great questions, and we appreciate their time. We appreciate them listening to us, and I just wanted to say thank you to all the members. So, moving on to reports of the subcommittees.
Have none.
Seeing we have none, we'll move on to old business. Seeing we have no old business, we'll move on to new business. So we have approval of bills dated March 28th, 2024 in the amount of $882,731.13.
Motion to approve.
Chair seconds. Do a roll.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Ms. Minette?
Yes.
Ms. Fuller?
Yes.
Mrs. Reno?
Yes. Before we go to the next thing, I just kind of want to explain, because I had a question today on what we're approving. So the approval of bills are the bills that we sign weekly. They come to us. We go through every bill. Either it's signed by an administrator, or it's coming out of a grant or a line item. So that's when we approve those bills. Those are the bills that we're getting for the month. So we just have to vote on those. We do sign them beforehand and go look at them. So just in case there's any questions. So next we have the approval of school committee meeting minutes. Say that 3 times fast. February 29th, 2024, open session.
Motion to approve.
Chair seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
February 29th, 2024, executive session.
Motion to approve.
Chair seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
March 14th, 2024, open session.
Motion to approve.
Chair seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we're going to move to the Student Opportunity Act. That's our 3-year plan that we submit to DESE. I'll turn it over to Mr.
Yeah.
Hashem to kind of explain more.
Yeah, I'll just go through this really quick. So as part of the Student Opportunity Act, we have to submit a plan with DESE. It's very similar to our strategic plan. A lot of the focus is exactly the same, but they did want to make sure that we were targeting our areas of need. So there's something on the DESE website called the heat map as to what student groups require the most focus. So we did select targets, and there would be our ELL students, the students with disabilities, and middle school achievement specifically as some of the areas that we need the most improvement on. We do have a lot of things already in play, so it's more articulating to DESE what we're currently doing and what we plan to do moving forward with curriculum alignment, curriculum instruction, and trying to meet the needs of those students. So the admin team got together and worked on this. We have to submit it to DESE by April the 1st, and that way they will review it themselves and let us know if we have to tweak anything.
So does anyone have any questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
make a motion to approve.
Chair seconds. Can we do a roll?
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Hatch?
Yes.
Mrs. Patricola?
Yes.
Mrs. Serena?
Yes. So, I just had a quick question on this.
Yep.
So, this is our, this mirrors our 20, this mirrors what we're planning for FY '25?
Correct, correct. Everything's in line with our strategic plan and our strategic goals.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Next, these are my favorite things. Field trip approval. The Canopy Lake Park. Grade 6th, 7th, June 6, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Chair seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Who's going to, they need chaperones?
I don't know that. You can ask.
We have public comment. We have public comment next, if anyone has any public comment. Ethan? Absolutely.
Thank you guys for inviting the fifth grade team to acknowledge their achievements. I really appreciate that. My name is Rosa Nin. I moved to Saugus in 2021.
Lives on Foster Street, by the way.
Yeah, neighbors with. I just wanted to stay, and this is my first time coming to this meeting. Hopefully, I'll come to more. It's really informative. I wanted to just express a concern that I have with the absenteeism concerning high school teachers. My daughter has been, well, in 8th grade as well, she had a big stretch where didn't have teachers. So I wanted to know, and perhaps I'm just not knowledgeable about this, but is there no plan ahead of time for instructors to submit instructions, lessons plans for the year to the administration so that when you have substitutes coming in to fill those seats, the kids can actually do something? My daughter tells me, sometimes doesn't have any assignments. That's a lot of waste. They have a biology MCAS this year, and it had a long stretch without a teacher. We're not doing ourselves any favor by not teaching our kids. That's going to pull down our grades. I just think that since moving to Saugus, I know that it is a district that's struggling with the scores, but it's a strong community. And you can see that with the basketball team where you have this not only a feeder for the high school, but also building community.
Yes.
So I think that we should, whatever we can do to make sure that we can represent the community the best we can, because I think that we have the capacity. We just need to bridge that gap.
Yeah, so this is not the first time we're hearing this. So this is something that we've looked into, and we're working with the administration and the teachers. I think what I see is, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the elementaries leave a plan. When the elementary teachers are going to be out, there's a plan in place for them to be there. I'm not sure if that's the case with the middle high school, but I think it needs to be. So that's something that we will definitely look into. And I'll get back to you. Thank you.
Carrie Hogan, 11 Maple Street. It's been a while, so I wanted to come up, let you guys know I'm still participating here. I just had a couple questions. I was wondering if there was any follow-up on the situation with the seniors and the buses, if that got resolved.
It has not been resolved yet, but there is follow-up, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that we're talking to, you'll be talking to the principal tomorrow to see where we stand with that.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think, if I remember, if I if I go by the last email, that right now they're having a problem securing 4 buses, coach buses.
Because of that insurance
No,
coverage
it's
or
not
just
because of
the
the insurance or anything,
availability?
it's just because there's not a lot of bus companies out there that have 4 coach buses. A lot of them have 2 or 1, so I think what we need to do is kind of, and we had this discussion, maybe we need to go to 2 companies and get 2 buses each, so we're still working through that, but we'll make sure, we'll follow up with you next time on that, and it should be cleared up by then.
In the whole requirement, that insurance issue that was causing the problem, does that apply to the school buses that take our kids every day to school, to and from school? Is that an application there as well? Or just because it's an off-site event?
So I'm looking into that now, but, so this insurance, it's not something that it's the town's insurance company forces the town and us to have. So it's like we had no say in it, right? So, and I did ask the question on the school buses, because if that's the case,
Right.
I'm sure it's the same on school buses. They have it?
Yes.
School buses have it.
Yes, I do. No, they have it daily going back and forth. That was my very first question
Yeah.
looking into it. Yes, it's already included.
And this is the first year that that's been a requirement?
No, like kids going to and from school, I can only speak to,
Right.
it's been a requirement and has always been on there. This whole field trip thing with, obviously I'm new to the
Right,
committee, so
yeah.
I didn't know. But that was my first question was, well, going to and from school, do we have this? And
Right.
yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then my other question was just with the English language learning. I know that we have the several schools that were given back to the town and they can no longer function as a school per se. Is there any kind of option to utilize one of those locations for specifically English language learners to give them focus as opposed to being in a midst of the classes and whatnot?
I don't know. That's not something we looked at because those schools are gone.
Right.
There's nothing we can do to go back and get them. And I think that's something that we'd actually, I don't know, that's something we'd probably have to vet through DESE and DOE, unfortunately. I think it's something that, well, for inclusion, I don't think it's something we can do.
Just to teach English. Why do we need DESE involved? I mean, they got to know English to learn, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
a
a little counterproductive. I mean, I'm not a fan of DESE, but anyway.
No.
But it just seems like we have a missed opportunity as a town where we have this influx, and it is obviously a major influx where we have to allot the money for the additional teachers. It just seems like we're missing an opportunity. I was just curious if it was something that was brought up.
Yeah, no, I'll look into it, but I know we can't.
Make it a school again.
It can't-
Right.
yeah.
Of course. Okay.
So maybe this is a community thing or something like that,
Right.
you know, so we'll look into it, definitely.
just suggestion. All right. Thank you.
No, I appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you.
Great sweatshirt.
Any other? No?
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah. Anyone? Eula?
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
I make a motion to move into executive session, not to return to open session for the purpose of negotiation discussions.
Chair seconds. Moving into executive will be myself, Mr. Hashem, and Mrs. Mastrocola, Mr. Hatch, and Mr. Fisher. And so we couldn't do it out, so
You can do it that way?
we couldn't do it without you. Okay? You don't want to say something this, you don't want to say something?
No, I wouldn't want to say anything again, but I did bring an article about make personal finance course in high school required, which was in the paper a few days after last meeting.
Really?
So I'll leave this with you, but I'm not going to get.
Does it mention you?
Ever again.
Does it mention you? Did you prompt
I'm
the?
never getting up there again. Don't worry about it.
So I have a motion to adjourn into executive session. Chair seconds, all in favor?
Aye. Oh, roll call.
Oh, roll. I'm sorry.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Yes. Tough night tonight.